In many countries, Sunday was Father's Day. So I called my father and with a tear in my eye, told him I loved him. His response? Stop crying, you blithering idiot. Why are you bothering me? I'm playing poker. And so, welcome to the Father's Day edition of the Sunday Million. I'm David Tuckman, and here we have our final 9. 5,731 runners. The vast majority of them have already fallen by the wayside. That is Gunderstift from Denmark with the aces. Blinds right now 100,000, 200,000. He makes it just over 2x. And he is in really, really good shape right now because Toro from the Russian Federation has got the Cowboys. And you can see it. He's thinking right now, how do I trap him? Do I just move all in? Do I 3-bet? Do I trap? Do I slow play my hand? I want to get action. Little does Toro know that he's up against aces. Flying squiz behind the Jack-10 suited looks really pretty, but when you get a raise and a 3-bet in front of you, you can usually find the better spot. Well, Gunderstift, he can just shove it all in right now. Toro is pretty much pot committed. He's stuck half his chips in there. Yep, there it is. There's the raise from Gunder. Toro thrilled right now, but not right now when he sees the aces. Normally, Toro would be about a 4-1 dog, but unfortunately, one of the kings is already out. So he's in really, really bad shape. He's also dead in suits because Gunderstift has an ace, diamonds, ace of clubs. Toro needs a king and only a king on the river. That's not a king. And Toro, it's been fun. It's been a great ride, but you are out in 9th place. You are $8,940 richer, though. So 8 players remain. This is what it looked like at hand number 1. Well, at the end of hand number 1, I should say. D3 from Canada is our chip leader. He stays on the top. PC Portuga from Brazil makes some movement, is now in 3rd place with 8.8 million chips. Blind still 100,000, 200,000. 8 different countries represented at the final table. Flying Squiz just going to call it the 10s. You see a lot of players 3-betting with that hand. I don't mind this at all, though. I actually like the smooth call at the 10s, especially when the raise is from the under the gun spot. But the ace-king from O-Crop, that one plays itself. You get a raise, you get a call. You have ace-king offsuit, you're going to shove, and he does. And I think he's going to get called in at least one spot. Question here is, does Vitino move over the top to isolate? Yep, he is going to move over the top, and that gets rid of Flying Squiz. Pot just over 8 million chips, and you have the prototypical race in the tournament, ace-king against jacks. Jacks are in the lead, and even more so now after that flop. A 3, an ace, or a king for O-Crop. Oh, it's a 7 of hearts. And O-Crop is our second casualty. He's from Germany. He earns himself $14,327. That's right, you're watching the Sunday Million Highlight Show. Still the best poker tournament ever, anywhere. Gunderstift with the ace-queen. Makes it a little bit more than 2x this time, almost 2.5x. Sniper ace with the 8s. Gonna 3-bet. PC Portuga out of the way. Vintenho out of the way. You imagine Flying Squiz will get out of the way as well, and he does. Back over Gunderstift. And the Dane is going to shove. And I don't know if Sniper... And Sniper Ace does fold. Wow. He had under 4 million chips, put 1.1 million of them in there, and then folded. Really, really interesting play there. He might have thought that he was kind of showing his opponent that he was committed, and then his opponent shoves anyway. He figures, you know what? My 8s could really be dead here. I could be up against queens, kings, or aces. Let me find a better spot. And sniper ace. Well, he survives. Still in there. He's only got about 14 big blinds, though. Raise here from Gunderstadt. Vinton Ho going to call at the ace-king. And we'll see a flop heads up. Vinton Ho, our chip leader. Queen, 4, 3. 2 hearts out there. And Gunderstadt has second set. Action slides over to Vinton Ho. He puts out a bet of 705,000. And oftentimes, when the pre-flop raiser checks on the flop, indicates one of two things. Huge amount of strength, or the fact that he just missed and he's giving up. It's usually not a marginal hand, but different strokes for different folks. In this case, obviously, Gunderstadt has the goods. The big check raise, and you imagine Vinton Ho is going to give this one up now. He folds. And Gunderstadt now up to about 10 million chips. He has been our most active player in the first 9 hands. Obviously a very small sample size. PC Portugal with the ace-5 suited. The end of the gun spot is kind of the new button. Things seem to transform, though, on almost a monthly basis. Makes it 2.2x, just about. D3 from Canada. Vancouver, to be exact. I don't think he's going to fold this. I was wondering if he was thinking about 3-betting this or just calling. Hand like King-Jack suited, you know, a lot of times you don't see players 3-betting that hand because they don't want to get 4-bet and have to fold. But he's on the button, and he figures, you know what, if I do get called, I can play this hand in position. PC Portugal obliges and calls, and we are heads up to the flop. Pot is just over 2.5 million chips. Flop queen, queen, jack, 2 diamonds. Action on PC. PC from Brazil. D3 from Canada. He might check behind here. A little bit of pot control. At the same time, he does have a hand. He has some showdown value. Gonna hate that card, though. Obviously, when you check behind, you do make yourself a little bit vulnerable. And pretty much the worst card in the deck came out there. The ace of diamonds. And it goes check, check one more time. And PC is going to check a 3rd time. And you imagine this might get checked behind even there. D3 probably thinking, you know what, I can't get called by a worst hand, can I? And can I get a better hand to fold? He's going to bet. And, I mean, you have to imagine this is a value bet. I don't like it, though. Just one of those spots where if you make the value bet, can you get called by a worse hand? And if you're making a bluff, can you get a better hand to fold? Not a big fan of the bet on the river. D3 raises with the ace-5. Over to sniper ace. Gonna 3-bet all in for 2.3 million. PC behind him with the ace-jack. This is a tough spot for him, though. He's gonna shove over the top. Maybe PC knows something. Remember, these players have been playing with each other for a while, so might be onto something. We're only at hand 14, though, and sniper ace is all in, and unless he catches a 9, he's gonna be all out. A 9 and only a 9 on the river. That's not a 9. And Sniper Ace 84 is out in 7th place. Earns himself $25,216. Take that back to his home land of Ireland. Well, if you want to play in this tournament for free, you can. That's right. Click on Tourney, click on Free Roll, scroll down to the online poker show Free Roll, and you can get in for free. We reveal the password later.
Growing up on the circuit, everyone wanted to offer me advice. When to bet, when to fold, when to raise, what to wear, what to eat. But there was one piece of advice that took me to a new level.
Daniel, don't do anything stupid.
At PokerStars.com, there's a tournament starting every second. Develop your game at the world's largest poker site.
Welcome back to your Sunday Million Highlights show. PC Portiga and Vintonho, the two Brazilians, on top of our leaderboard at hand 14. When we rejoin the action at hand 22, PC Portiga is actually taking the lead with 12.5 million chips. Our short stack is Halchi. He's in the small blind right now with pocket threes. Blinds have jumped up to 125,000, 250,000. $5,725 players, by the way, have already been eliminated. We are down to our final 6, one of whom will be crowned the Sunday Million title winner. Raise here from Vintonho. Halchi not going to shove there with threes, and I thought he might. To be honest, I think he probably should have. D3 thinking, what should I do with the ace? 7 out of position. Yeah, and I like that play. To me, it's a 3-bet or a fold. We talk about it all the time, but it's worth saying again. You don't mind 3-betting with a hand like ace-7 offsuit, because if you get 4-bet, you know exactly what you're doing with the hand. Having said that, I still think Halchi should have shoved with the threes. Kunderstadt with the ace-king. Probably going to make it, what, 570? Knowing him? Oh, wow, that's a pretty big raise. Almost 700,000. Almost 3x. PC Portuga doesn't believe him. He's obviously a very aggressive player. He 3-bets with the ace-9. And Halchi... And in this spot, I actually don't mind the fold, because you're essentially calling off your chips with 5s. I much prefer to shove where I have some fold equity than to call off. Gunderstadt 4-bets with the ace-king. And that's PC's cue to get out. Let's see if he follows. Among our final 6, everybody's got chips, except Halchi. PC going to call. Queen 7-4. He does have position, but we can see he's dominated and still behind. Action on Gunderstadt. They don't love the flop if you have ace-king. But he puts the continuation bet out of 3.5 million. And this is what I was curious of. What was PC's plan post-flop when he missed? And he's going to give that one up, and it's a little bit optimistic by PC. I don't mind the 3-bet with ace-9. I don't love calling off the 4-bet. Obviously very easy for me, though. I'm in the booth, and I can see the cards. These guys have been playing for hours upon hours, and they have hundreds of thousands of dollars